Good afternoon. This is Rich Nass, Executive Vice President of Open Systems Media and also the leader of the company's embedded franchise. I am here for this week's installment of 5 Minutes With. This week, my special guest is Donna Yasay, who is the president of the HomeGrid Forum, and she's also the Business Development Director at Marvell. But we're here to talk about HomeGrid today. Good afternoon, Donna.
Oh, hi, Rich.
How are you today?
Glad to be here.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so people may not be familiar with the HomeGrid Forum. So just very briefly, what is the HomeGrid Forum and what's the charter of this association?
So the HomeGrid Forum is actually the promoter and proliferator of a technology called G.hn. And for those of you who don't know what G.hn is, it's actually a single chipset solution, for simple sake, that can actually utilize itself in different mediums for in-home networking, such as your existing powerline, existing coax, existing Ethernet, even POF, which is called plastic optical fiber. So it basically uses your in-home wiring as a means to transfer high-speed quality data and video networking throughout your house.
But with the proliferation of wireless, why do we need a technology like that?
Well, if anything, it's actually increasing the need for G.hn purely because of the proliferation of wireless. There's more saturation and congestion now in the home network, and people are looking for a means to have kind of a backbone, so to speak, back to your WAN technology that's secure, basically an open freeway lane to help with the wireless proliferation in the home. So it does two things. It helps the congestion and becomes like another freeway lane that's open to run fast on, and it also helps in the dead spot side of the wireless, where certain parts of your home can't just get wireless if it's life dependent on it. Okay,
but does that commit us to a particular semiconductor vendor, or is it open and broad these days?
This is what's actually so great about this particular standards body, because in most standards body, I guess from a past, it usually has one semiconductor company that kind of leads the charge into the technology itself, and then people who join later kind of have to have a kludgy way of trying to interoperate and handshake and make sure that everybody plays nice. With this particular standard and forum, everybody was on equal playing field. There was about 5 to 6 technology chipset vendors that all kind of collaborated and came together and said, this is a specification based on ITUT. How do we all play nice where we adhere to the specification and make sure that we design this technology so that all of us can communicate with each other fairly. So that's what's actually the beauty of the HomeGrid Forum and its proliferation of G.hn, is that it's almost like the UN, but a lot more efficient in collaborating and making sure that the technology is proliferated fairly and that there's not this disparity of consumer and enterprise devices that don't talk to each other.
Okay. So was there a need to start yet another forum to get this moving? Wouldn't it have been possible to do this under the banner of an existing forum?
Unfortunately, it would be, because of the uniqueness of the technology, it didn't kind of play suit to a specific form, because the fact that this technology can work and collaborate on many mediums. So, for example, I would say the competing technology to this technology only does one medium. Like, for example, powerline, the competing technology is HomePlug, or coax, the competing technology is MoCA. There wasn't one umbrella that actually helped all mediums collaborate in one. So that's why it had its own entity and its own form to help push from the different use cases.
So what's the best case scenario for HomeGrid technology? Let's say like 3 or 4 years down the road, what would be the best thing that could happen? What would we see in the industry?
Well, the beauty of this is that it has so many different use cases that you see this anywhere from, like this year, this was actually used in, electric car chargers in China, where they're using the power line to go from the base station to the actual car and proliferate it, and upload back to the cloud data information. And then that use case is huge in China. I'm sure it'll be huge in the U.S. One of the big use cases here in the U.S. and Europe is, like you were saying earlier, the congestion of Wi-Fi and having this technology used as a backbone, either powerline or even via coax. So what I see from a technology standpoint in the next 3 to 5 years, that this is going to explode in so many use cases that I'm hoping that the messaging out there that this is such a multi-purpose, universal technology from a wired medium standpoint.
Okay. So if somebody wants more information on the HomeGrid Forum, where would they go?
HomeGridForum.org.
Well, that was easy.
Yes, there's no funky spelling. It's not a cool little, there's no internet tricks on how you phonetically spell that, but it's pretty easy.
Okay, very good. Well, hopefully we'll get some more people to check that out, and we'll push the technology down the road.
That would be great. Thank you, Rich, for the time.
You are welcome. That was Donna Yasay. She is the president of the HomeGrid Forum, and as I said, she's also the business development director at Marvell, and I am Rich Nass with Open Systems Media, and that was this week's 5 Minutes With. Have a great day, Donna.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Rich.